revolution.
Bookmarklets on standby.
Log online, fan page loaded and ready.
Player stats, loaded. Health check, go.
Weapons check. Eyes check. Complete.
We have launched for the Informant podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Informant podcast. I'm Pistol Pete from Stockholm. This evening I have with me Jana in a crate, Death by Gucci. And then Jennifer, the Mafia Wars loot lady. And then, so which one was the loot? And one was the loot lady, and then the other one's the loot item lady?
Yeah, that's
All right, that's enough of that. I'm not that I'm embarrass you and whatnot. So
I don't think Zynga would make a loot item after me. I'm too mean to them.
Well, I was reading a little bit about it. So it's like Miss Pac, and then we were all kind of there was some jokes going around about Miss Pac-Man from the '80s.
I know, my God.
We're still trying to figure out what the fireball thing is. For some reason,
I'm
in
a
my
little
head,
scared.
I kept remembering that video game from the '80s, like Street Fighter and some of the others, and Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
I keep thinking of some character in that's what they're gonna bring back.
Oh yeah, like there was one that shot fireballs.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Oh gosh,
I'm
a
there
little
was
nervous.
There was one called the Raven.
There was one called the Raven.
I am the Raven.
Stealing all our stuff. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Speaking of that, I lost over 1 million clams.
Again?
Oh no.
Oh, I did that once before.
Yeah, so now I'm back to 400,000, but I keep getting scared that they're gonna disappear.
Yeah.
You know how mine disappeared? I accidentally healed.
Ooh, that's brutal too, because it's like takes bunches.
That hurts.
Yeah. Well, I got just a quick bit of news with regard to the person who won that little challenge I put on the last episode, because I was running short on putting together that synopsis, so I figured I'd offer up a little challenge, and it was Anthony that got in there and got it right. It was the segment when we were talking about Jana being an item in game, and so that was sort of the get your head in the game. Although I was quite appreciative of some of the people that commented on the site about other ideas for the game, about no drama and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But there was no time references, and I might have been somewhat forgiving and might have gifted more than one person if that were the case. It was kind of a unique response to the situation. But no, it was actually when Jennifer started the conversation on it. So, and he missed it by like 1/10 of a second or something like that. So, but he was the closest of everybody that posted by the deadline. So,
well, congrats.
Anthony was the winner, and so he's received his gift card from.
If people were smart, they could have went to his comment and played it back with the show, and then did it a millisecond of.
Well, I don't think any of them got approved until after Pete picked a winner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Are they moderated on that site?
Exactly.
They're moderated if they've never posted before. Now, if the person has posted before and has been approved, then they go through.
Oh,
so,
I didn't know that.
So there were a few people that actually said their comments didn't show up right away, and it's true because they hadn't posted before. But it didn't make any difference. He was the closest by the deadline anyways. So that was pretty exciting.
Well, that was really
different.
cool of you, Pete, because I didn't even know you were giving away a gift card. So
yeah, I was mixing it up a bit. I just didn't feel like writing.
I could have written it for you, but if I wasn't online.
Oh, I was running so late, and it was weird. It was a weird day, and I got the show all edited and cut just before 5 o'clock, and I was like,
oh wow,
I just don't want to do anything. So I wrote that really quick and said, we'll make it a challenge. It'll be fun. And
so sure it was.
It kept someone interested. Anyway, that was that. And then, what else we got going on?
Are you asking yourself what's going on
Hey, what's going on in Stockholm, Pistol Pete? No, I don't know. While I was talking about some of the stuff.
What is going on in Stockholm, Pete?
Some cool stuff.
Yeah, there's in the Assassinator, there's a feature in there now called Burst. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time talking about it, because for most people, when we've always taken a stance that we were never going to put a burst mode in any of our scripts, whether or not it's doing jobs or whether or not it was fighting or whatever else. And this is one of those situations where we've joked about it on the show before, that if Zynga doesn't put something in a game, then we're not going to add it ourselves. So we've always taken the stand we were never going to write scripts that would mimic a burst mode. Well, fortunately for us, Zynga actually added a feature. They don't call it burst mode. They call it, what was the name they used for it, Jen?
Batch attack.
Batch attack mode, which
Batch
is
attack.
which is something that they did to try, and I'm sure is to try to help the higher stamina players burn through their stamina faster. And so that's in essence what we just exposed in the Assassinator was the batch attack mode. And
so is that in game for these players?
You see it when you fight manually. Once in a while, you'll notice that the damage you do is huge, like way more than normal.
Right.
I never noticed that.
Pay attention. Like, look at your numbers. You got to be clicking really fast.
Right.
So it's not something that you can click like power attack.
No.
It usually happens with the power attack, but it's when you're clicking really fast, and you'll notice once in a while you see it. You'll just get an abnormally large number for the amount of damage you did.
You'll normally be attacking at like 100 or something like that, and then all of a sudden you'll see a 400 attack on somebody. And you're like, what happened there? And that's in essence what got triggered. So what we did was...
We actually beta tested that in the pack. This was way back. It was implemented like in July.
Right.
And they had made it way too big during the beta test, and they kind of smalled it down.
Right. But that's what we... Chester's here, not here, and we even get the that's what she says. So what we did was we made it available within the Assassinator that you can turn it on. Now the maximum value for it is actually 7. Anything higher than that, it'll act like you never put anything in. And if you don't want to use it at all, then you just put in a value of 1, and it'll do the equivalent of just what a single attack or power attack will do. But for those that are trying to get the ice counts for some of these, these progressions and things like that, it certainly helps when you're fighting off the fight list. Using a script, I know. But
shame.
It's a lot faster.
When you've got 15k stamina, you got to burn it somewhere. But anyway, that's sort of big news, and it's also, like I said, just deserved a little bit more discussion to explain that it's not the equivalent of, writing a script that hits their servers 7 times with the same calls over and over and over again the 7 times, because that will get you in a pickle with potentially getting your accounts banned and stuff like that. And then
you don't want to get in a pickle.
No, you don't want to get in a pickle.
No.
Then the other thing that was an interesting observation is after we've managed to manipulate the stats to start giving people credit back for the lost stats, there's now observations that some of the other families have actually gotten their stats back too. Now, we
saw that.
Yeah, I think up to 7 now from what I heard. So we did actually, in fact, give Zynga a copy of what we found to be the differences between the different stats. And so I don't know if they're getting around to actually just fixing it for everybody, which would be nice, or if it was just enough and other people were making, complaints to Zynga about their personal family stats. I'd hope they'd fix it overall for everybody, and we made it really simple for them to be able to do that with what we sent them. So hopefully that'll work out. If not, oh well. We've adjusted for it and accounted for it on our stats pages. So
that made a lot of people happy, because it's nice to know your actual number without getting out the calculator.
Right.
And then when you compare other families too.
Right. Well, especially now with these battles and stuff like that. And as I'm thinking about the battles thing, the one thing that I'd love to see, well, 2 things I'd really love Zynga to do is, one is you got to be able to fight anybody in the battles again. I'm going to reiterate that. We were fighting someone yesterday, and half the people on the other team were in my Mafia, and the rest of my family was getting decimated because they, I couldn't fight. I was basically just crippled, which is not fair. I mean, it's not fair to my family that I can't attack because those other people are in my Mafia. They're not in my family, they're in my Mafia. The other one that goes with it is, there's got to be a way to tell you how long the battle's going to be before you accept it.
Yeah, there does.
When the request comes into your ZMC, they should tell you whether or not it's going to be a 1-hour battle or a 4-hour battle, because that does make a difference too. I mean, there's times when you can accept a 1 hour and be done with it, but if you're going to be in a 4 hour battle and, you got your families all getting geared up to head to work for the day and whatever else, now you're kind of stuck in a 4 hour battle that you're not going to be able to finish. You might be able to start, so that's not really, wise. You want to be able to make some determinations. Unless, of course, you go with what Chester originally proposed, which was just, when the battle when a person declares war on you or battle on you, then it starts immediately. And
Exactly.
They should also make it so the 4 hour battle gives more mastery, because the 1 hour gives the same exact amount.
That's true.
So if you're trying to get those badges, there's 15 of them, and
I thought the badges were gone.
These are the battle badges.
The family battle badges.
Not the
badges
icing
they
badges.
Took away were the ice
Mastery bars.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We got stinking badges all over the place. And they still haven't told us why they removed those. And I know there's a icing event scheduled for November 15th.
I guess then once
And
November 15 rolls around, they'll come back again.
On the very last Ice Seasons event that we had, since there wasn't another one, you didn't have the option to collect your badge. And so it was just automatically given to you when you went to the fight list.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, they want to have that Ice 5 Mastery badge. So if they didn't make it to the Diamond Level 5, they just didn't collect it. So then their badge from the prior season would show. And I saw a lot of complaints about people saying that it wasn't fair because they were given this new lesser badge and they didn't want it.
Well, I don't think you should have a choice over which badge you get. If you're
true,
last season should be the one that is the one that you get the badge for.
But there's a way to manipulate it so you can keep your better badge. But there wasn't on the last time, so I don't know if people complained and that's why they took them away. And this was like, we'll start over fresh.
Well, moving forward in November, you should get what you get when each week's over.
I agree.
Or 2 weeks now.
I'm just trying to think why they took them away.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Think we're going to see more changes with it. Is why they took it away. Is just to tweak it up a little bit. You know, I don't know. I think it's going to be a little bit different, but who knows?
Sure.
I just hate it when they start stuff like that and then they change it or they don't update it.
And they don't explain what they changed and why they're changing it. Yeah.
It's a big social experiment.
Yes. We are monkeys
You
in
are
a
all
cage.
monkeys.
Well, we supply them with all the data and we map it out. And I mean, without the community, I think this game would not survive.
Save the click monkey! Save the click monkey!
Oh, God.
And then there's question if it will survive. I don't know if you saw, there was some stupid rumor going around like that Mafia Wars was going to officially shut down in the first quarter of the year 2012.
I saw that too.
It's like, who the hell comes up with that? And then everyone starts asking about it and believing it. It could happen, and if it did, it would just be a coincidence.
We just missed another Doomsday 2 days ago, so.
Damn! I missed it.
I know.
No, what Doomsday?
The guy from like 6 months ago had his date off, and it was supposed to happen on the 21st again of October, and so.
Oh, that the world would end?
Yeah, that one crazy.
And the Mayans are 1224 or
and
12,
then I was
2012, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking we could start a Get Satisfaction thread and request that they don't shut Mafia Wars down until the fourth quarter of 2012.
But
we could have it until the world dies. But then they pulled Get Satisfaction.
I was going to say, nobody's going to read it. So what's up with that? What's the lowdown? Why do you think?
You know, that was an effective tool, and we often saw results from that. If someone had a good idea, they would post it, and then everybody would like it and plus one it. And the moderators would say it's under consideration, or it's implemented, or it's not implemented. And I think people really preferred Get Satisfaction because you had to come in as your Facebook account or whatever account you set it up with. And there didn't seem to be much trolling. Like, if you said something, there wouldn't be 10 comments like, oh, you're so stupid. How could you not know?
See, I'm not good with the forum. Get Satisfaction was a lot easier for me.
And it was easier to navigate, too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, I don't know why people start rumors like that with the end of Mafia Wars. I mean, they're going to keep it as long as it's making money. and
And it's still making money.
And it's still making money.
Yeah.
And there's people that still spend on the game because they want to be the best of the best or number one and this or that or the other thing. I mean, stats are king, and stats are king to people that play this game. This is not your Mafiaville.